Okay guys, example number 4, our last one here, it says factor. So again, I'm wanting to pull out everything that these things have in common. I'm going to write it a little bit bigger so we can see. So it's 8a squared b c squared minus 12ab squared c squared. Okay, so the first thing I ask myself is, what number goes into the numbers? I mean, is there anything that goes into 8 and 12? And of course that's 4. 4 goes into 8 and 12. Okay? Then I look at the a's and I think, okay, they both have one a, but they don't both have two, so I can only pull out one. All right? Now, they both have a b. The second one has b squared, but the first one just has b to the first. So b to the first is the most I can take out. I can't take out b times b because the first one doesn't have that. And then the second one, they both have c squared, so I'm going to pull that out, c squared. Then I put my parentheses, and I say, okay, 4 times what gives me 8? 4 times 2. A times what gives me a squared? A. B times what gives me b? Oh, nothing. I don't want to put another b in there because then that would give me b squared, so I just leave out a b. And then c squared times what gives me c squared? Same thing, I don't want to put another c in there, right? It's really just 1 there, but I don't need to write that in, okay? So I just leave that blank. So 4abc squared times 2a gives me this first term. Then 4 times what gives me negative 12? 4 times negative 3. A times what gives me a? Well, just times 1, but I don't want to write that in there. I don't need it. B times what gives me b squared? B. And then c squared times what gives me c squared? Well, just times 1, but I don't want to write that in there. So now I'm done. Because 4abc squared times negative 3b gives me negative 12ab squared c squared. So this is my answer. I pulled out a lot of stuff there. If that were a fraction and there were some of these things on the bottom, then I'd be able to cancel them out. All right. Good job, guys. I think you're ready for your homework, but not quite yet. There's one thing that I wanted to talk about that I don't have as one of the examples, but we have some geometric problems at the end of this homework. And I just want to give you a sample of something. Guys, the first one that we're looking at, it has a circle that's inscribed in a square. Inscribed means that it sort of pushes up against the boundary. It intersects just these 4 points. Okay? Now, it has this part shaded in, I think, and it wants you to find out the area of the shaded parts. Okay? Now you'll remember from the last section, the way I do that is I find the area of the square, right, and I subtract the area of the circle from it, and that'll leave me this shaded part out here. Okay? But this is all they give me. How do I find the area of the square when all they give me is this radius? Well, what you need to notice, and what you will notice, is that a circle is a collection of all the points that are the same distance from one point. So if this is r, then that means that this is r also, and this is r. Okay? Well, that means that this distance is 2r. Okay, so that means that this distance down here is also 2r. And since this is a square, that means that this side is also 2r. So the square is base times height, 2r times 2r, which is 4r squared. Now that's the area of the square. The area of the circle, of course, is just pi r squared, right? Pi r squared is the area of the circle. Now to find the area of the shaded region, I need to subtract the circle from the square. So it's 4r squared minus pi r squared. And guys, since we've been factoring in this section, we're also going to factor here. Both of these terms have an r squared in common. The numbers don't have anything in common. 4 and pi don't have anything in common. But r squared and r squared, I can pull that out front. R squared times what gives me 4r squared? Well, 4. R squared times what gives me negative pi r squared? Negative pi. Okay? And that's my answer factored. All right. Great job, guys. You're going to see some problems like that for homework. It's good practice, and I think you're ready. Okay, guys, have a fabulous holiday, and I'll see you next year.